Write down next the characteristic curves of centrifugal pump. Centrifugal pumps centrifugal characteristic curve for centrifugal pump. Characteristic curves of centrifugal pumps are defined as those curves which are plotted from the result, which are plotted from the results of a number of tests on the centrifugal pump. On the centrifugal pump, and these curves are necessary to predict the behavior and performance to predict the behavior and performance to predict the behavior and performance of the pump when the pump is working under different flow rate, head and speed, head and speed. Write down first one, main characteristic curves. Main characteristic curves the main characteristic curve the main characteristic curves of a centrifugal pump consist of variation of head power and discharge, head power and discharge with respect to speed, with respect to speed. Power, head and discharge versus speed, that is n Here Q is directly proportional to N. H is directly proportional to N square. And P is directly proportional to N cube. This is for Q. And here head is constant. This graph is for H. Q is constant. And this graph is for P. Q and H are constants. Q and H are constants. So it is the main characteristic curve. And second one is operating characteristic curve. You already know operating characteristic curve. I have already explained in previous class. So if the speed is kept constant, if the speed is kept constant, the variation of manometric head, power and efficiency, with respect to discharge gives the operating characteristics of pump. Operating characteristics of pump. If you will draw its diagram, again I am going to repeat. Efficiency, head, power versus discharge. So this one is for head. For efficiency, you already know. Like this. This one is for efficiency. This one is input power. And this one is for output power. Draw this one also. I have already explained this graph. Write down next. Affinity laws for pumps. Affinity laws for pumps. When a complete set of performance curves is not available, then the characteristics of a particular pump can be predicted from a similar type of pump from a similar pump from a similar pump and the theoretically and the theoretical equations for an ideal pump. For an ideal pump, the relationship so impeller size of impeller size and speed to capacity head and power to capacity head and power are called the affinity laws are called the affinity laws. So we have three characteristics: constant D and constant M. Capacity head power. Q is directly proportional to N. Delta H is directly proportional to N square. And P is directly proportional to NQ. Q is directly proportional to D. Delta H is directly proportional to D square. And P is directly proportional to DQ. So there is no chance to forget. You know ABCD. So first C, then H, then P. So capacity head power 1, 2, 3. So there is no chance to forget it. So remember, you need to remember it. It is in increasing order as ABCD as 1, 2, 3. So whenever you will forget, just try to remember ABCD. Capacity head power 1, 2, and 3. Is it clear? And it is easy to remember where D is the diameter of the pump. D is the diameter of the pump and N is impeller speed. And N is impeller speed. Is it clear? Very good. सर नाम भूल जाएंगे खुद का पर ये टेबल नहीं भूलेंगे so you need to just remember ABCD or nothing. Note down first. Within 30 minutes, I will finish it. Note it down. Very good. Write down next NPSH. Net positive suction head. Net positive suction head. Net positive suction head. Let's draw this diagram. This is A, this is B. Wait. WP. This is reservoir. This point is A prime. This is ZA. This is ZB. Assume this point is B prime, so ZB prime. Draw this diagram. To avoid cavitation, the pressure at the pump inlet must exceed the vapor pressure. To avoid the cavitation, the at the pump inlet must exceed the vapor pressure by a certain value. By a certain value for the net positive suction head. Net positive suction head. Net positive suction head. So NPSH is equal to PA prime divided by rho g minus PV by rho g minus F of HS by rho sorry g minus ZA. From this formula, they directly asked the question in GATE 2010. NPSH is equal to this one. So what is PA prime? So where PA prime is absolute pressure at surface of reservoir. At surface of reservoir, PV vapor pressure H of Fs friction in suction line. Friction in suction line. And all are in terms of head. So there should be no confusion in units. For the special situation, where the liquid is practically non-volatile, So PV is equal to 0. The friction negligible. So H of Fs is equal to 0. Then the pressure at station A prime, atmospheric. So the maximum possible, Suction lift can be obtained by subtracting the required NPSH from the barometric head. From the barometric head. Next one is pump in series and pump in parallel. Pumps in series. The pumps are connected in series in order to increase the head at constant discharge. At constant discharge. That is the Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3. H is equal to H1 plus S2 plus S3 up to blah blah blah. Comes in parallel. Comes in parallel. The pumps are connected in parallel. The pumps are connected in parallel. In order to increase the discharge. In order to increase the discharge at constant head. So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 up to Q3 up to blah blah blah, and H is equal to H1 is equal to H2 is equal to H3. These are pumps in parallel. Now tell me the number of questions that we have discussed so far. The number of questions that we have discussed so far. Aditya, what is the pump cavitation? I have already explained in third class. The number of questions that we have discussed. 97. Write down question number 98. Question number 98. Year 2010. A storage vessel. A storage vessel exposed to atmosphere. A storage vessel exposed to atmosphere within bracket absolute pressure is equal to 10.3 meter of water. Has a diameter of 3 meter and is initially filled with water and is initially filled with water to a height of 2 meters. The pump draws water from the vessel, water from the vessel, and is located at an elevation of 5 meters above the bottom of the vessel. Above the bottom of the vessel. Above the bottom of the vessel. The frictional head loss. The frictional head loss in the suction pipe is in the suction pipe is 2 meters of water. If the vapor pressure of the liquid if the vapor pressure of the liquid at the temperature of operation at the temperature of the operation is 3 meters of water is 3 meters of water, then the available. I have already told you, as the question size increases, its difficulty level decreases. Available NPSH is, we have options 2.3 meter, 5.3 meter, 6.3 meter. Directly formula based question. It is 5 meter. Here you have 10.3 meter, and this is of 2 meter. The right answer of this question The right answer of this question is 2.3 meter is the correct answer. Very good. Very nice. Just you need to apply the formula. We have NPSH is equal to PA prime by rho g minus PV by rho g minus H of Fs by g minus ZA. So in this, according to the question, this is given 10.3. The vapor pressure one is 3. This is -2. And ZA is this 5 minus 2, that is 3. So the value of NPSH is 0.3 meter. Easy question if you know the formula. Is it clear? The unit of HSF, H of Fs divided by G is in meter. That is in terms of head, Saket. This question. Next one is 99. Gate 2002. With increasing flow rate, the hydraulic efficiency, of a centrifugal pump First option, monotonically increases, decreases. Second option, decreases and then increases. Third one, remains constant. Fourth option, increases and then decreases. So which one is correct one? The right answer of this question is fourth. So first increases then decreases because you know the BEP, best efficiency point. Next question, 100. Gate 2006. Match the column. Group first, group second, PQ, capacity, head, 1, 2, 3, directly proportional to N, directly proportional to N square, directly proportional to N cube. So again ABCD, capacity, head, power, directly. Question number 101. Gate 2001. The operation of rotameter. The operation of a rotameter is based on First one is variable from area. Second one is rotation of a turbine. Rotation of a turbine. Third one is pressure drop across a nozzle. And last one is pressure at stagnation point. Pressure at stagnation point. So which one is correct one? 1 marks, easy marks. First is the correct one. Next one is write down one more point. A pump that can lift a liquid even when the pump itself is empty. Pump itself is empty is called a self-priming pump. Is called a self-priming pump. Write down next. Reciprocating pump. You need to heading positive displacement pump. Positive displacement pump. Positive displacement pumps. A very simple example of positive displacement pump. Hand pump. Hand pump is an example of positive displacement pump. In this class of pump, a definite volume of liquid is trapped in a chamber which is alternately filled from the inlet and emptied at a higher pressure to the discharge. Higher pressure through the discharge. In reciprocating pumps, the chamber is a stationary cylinder. The chamber is a stationary cylinder that contains a piston or plunger. That contains a piston or plunger. That contains a piston or plunger. Next, in rotary displacement pumps or in rotary pumps, the chamber also moves. The chamber moves from the inlet to discharge, from the inlet to discharge, and back to the inlet, and back to the inlet. Next, positive displacement pumps. Positive displacement pumps are ideal for higher pressure application. High pressure applications. High pressure applications like pumping, viscous liquid, or thick slurries, and for application and for applications where precise amounts of liquid are to be discussed or metered. Or write down reciprocating pump. Write down 1 2 line about their pressure limit, etc. I taught this thing for your interview point of view also, so that I covered each and every point. I already told you that pump is very, very important for any interview point of view. So piston pumps, plunger pumps, and diaphragm pumps, are examples of reciprocating pumps. The maximum discharge pressure for commercial piston pumps is about 50 atm. For higher pressures, plunger pumps are used. For higher pressures, plunger pumps are used. Plunger pumps are used, and they can discharge against a pressure of 1500 atm or more. Next, in a diaphragm pump, the reciprocating member is a diaphragm of flexible diaphragm of metal, plastic or rubber. Metal, plastic or rubber. And this eliminates the need for packing or seals. Packing or seals exposed to the liquid being pumped. So a great advantage when handling toxic and corrosive fluids. Handling toxic and corrosive liquids. Next point, diaphragm pump. Diaphragm pumps can handle small to moderate amount of liquid amount of liquid up to about 100 gallon per minute and can develop pressures in excess of 100 atm. Write down one more point. A positive displacement pump. A positive displacement pump is better able to handle shear sensitive liquids. Shear sensitive liquids since the induced shear is much less than that of a dynamic pump. Operating at similar flow rate and pressure. Similar flow rate and pressure. As we know that blood is a shear sensitive liquid, so this is the one reason why positive displacement pumps are used for artificial hearts. Is it clear? Very good. Sir, century completed. हाँ भाई century complete हो गई. Last, rotary pumps. Second last. Rotary pumps. A wide variety of rotary positive displacement pumps are available. Pumps are available. They bear such names. Gear pumps, lobe pumps, screw pumps, screw pumps, cam pumps, and vane pumps. Unlike reciprocating pumps, rotary pumps contains no check valves. Contains no check valves. Next point, rotary pumps operate based on clean, moderately viscous, fluids such as, once they asked this question also, they asked in exam, for lubricating oil, which pump will we use? Such as light, lubricating oil, and discharge pressures up to 200 atm or more can be attained. One more line, peristaltic pumps. In the production of biochemicals, in the production of biochemicals, in the production of biochemicals, small leak-proof peristaltic pumps are frequently used. Pumps are frequently used. Peristaltic pumps can be used only for small flow rates. Only for small flow rates. But are offer the best choice or expensive one. When the liquid when the liquid must be moved without the possibility of leakage, possibility of leakage, or exposure to the air. All this is much more than sufficient. As per my promised that from 1 to 2 I will finish the pump, so I finished. So this part is finished. If you want to write, you can write. There is no need. Sufficient. Is it clear? So your fluid mechanics is just about to finish, except one topic. Tomorrow your homework is today. You need to. We have 5 numbers: Reynolds number, Froude number, Mach number, Euler's number, and one more. Which one left? Reynolds, Froude, Mach, Euler's, and Weber number. Is it clear? And Weber number. So your first task, in one side number, its formula and its physical significance. Because I will not solve this part. You should know this. So I will check your copy tomorrow. And after that, tomorrow I will discuss Buckingham Pi theorem, and similarities only. Tomorrow, anyhow, I will finish the fluid mechanics, not 100%, 1000%. I have discussed more than 100 questions, and it is not easy to discuss with you 100 questions. I promised till near 90, but we discussed nearly 100. And in this subject, I covered each and every topic of the syllabus. Now your work, in which manner will you apply this part? From my side, I gave my 1000%, not 100%. Even I wrote even boring topic like pump also, I gave you each and every note about it. Sir, in GATE 2016 then. So today I told you na. Then after this class, you need to attempt that question, Aditya. Is it clear? So that is sufficient for today. And in tomorrow morning, I will finish this fluid mechanics completely. Then you need to take 2-3 days break. Then nearly or around 5, we need to around 5. Then again we will start the mechanical operation, and I will finish the mechanical operation in 4 to 5 days or maximum 1 week. So in this month only, tomorrow is the last day of this month. So as per my promise that before December, I finished your fluid mechanics also in 72 hours. I hope nearly 70 hours I finished it. With each and every question, solution of each and every question, cover each and every part of the syllabus from minus infinity to plus infinity. Sir, thank you so much for everything making crystal clear. Why I always try my best. Now it's up to you that in exam in which manner you will perform. I work from my side in a, I always I have satisfactory teaching. There is no like that, okay, I skip this thing, I skipped that thing. I covered each and everything. Tomorrow will be the, sir, you are officially a legend. Give your blessings to me. My blessings always with my students. I have only one request, to revise in a proper manner. Otherwise, the displacement will be zero. Otherwise, the displacement will be zero. So if you don't want that displacement should be zero, then tomorrow class will be the same. 6:45 to 9. AM, not PM. Now you have only one work from 1st December. Revise each and everything as much as you can. The more you will revise, the more you will hold. If you will not revise and you are in this type of attitude, some of you have such type of attitude that we know each and everything. Then at the time of result, rank will also derive. लिख के ले लो मुझसे, नहीं होगा. 10,000 बच्चों को पढ़ा चुका. I have trained more than 10,000 students till now. So if you will have that type of attitude, then forget about your rank. So please, it's my personal request to each and every student, read, revise regularly. Read, revise regularly as much as you can. Read, revise regularly as much as you can. So that's why things are like that. Is it clear? Shubham, after study so much now, you need to think like that. Which one will you use? For that, do we have any salary? No, simple water. Is it clear? So you need to go like that. Tomorrow I will finish it, and after that, I will finish the mechanical operation also. And then they are telling me, they told me to take the mass transfer, but I am going to refuse because due to time and this thing. But let me think about the completion of the this one mechanical operation. If time permits, then only I will take, and if time will not be there, then I will not take, because that is it not in my hand just to cover syllabus like that, because mass is not a small subject. Mass is a very big subject. If time permit, then only, or I will make a certain different plan that because you already studied mass transfer, then I will take some classes of 10-20 classes to just practice you and the topic which they left. So I will cover that this one, those topics also. सर मास ट्रांसफर आप पढ़ाओगे तो कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएगा भाई, कंसेप्ट तो क्लियर हो जाएगा, टाइम कहाँ से लाऊं? At present time, just analyze the number of batches are going on. The number of batches are going on this March, this batch finished, this batch finished. Up to this, these batches are finished. Then in one batch, PDC2 in Hindi going on, plant design economics finished, mass transfer operation is going on, your fluid mechanics tomorrow finished, mass transfer is operation is going on in one more batch, only 20-hour classes there, and nearly we need to go for more 50 more hours. Then heat transfer is going on, and nearly 30 to 40%, and mechanical operation is started in one more batch. And anyhow, I need to finish this batch also till 5 of December. And in this batch, only up to only 25-hour classes are there. And then 2 to 3 more batches that we need to complete before 31st of December. So that's why it is all about the time. And if I will just go like then, that is very difficult. If we will start mass transfer from 10 also, then we will finish. We can finish till 31st of December. If I will take every day at least 5-hour class, 4 to 5-hour class, 2 classes per day, then only we can finish mass transfer in a systematic manner. But after that, that is my guarantee that you will feel that like FM thermo, that mass is also one of the simplest subjects, because mass is very simple subject. सर ऑनलाइन हुआ तो आपसे पढ़ने का मौका मिल गया, नहीं तो हम लोग कभी नहीं पढ़ पाते. Okay, sir, we will listen if even it is 5 hours. I will try to take class 2 sessions per day, so that because I don't want to feel you bored, because mass transfer initially in my every subject initially 10 to 20 hours totally about the base. So if we will take per day 4-hour classes, then 20 into 4, 20 in 20 days we will finish. 20 into 4, 80 hours. So we will get 80 hours, and in 80 hours I will complete the mass transfer. 80 hours में क्या पढ़ाऊंगा? Mass transfer. In mass transfer also we will solve nearly more than 100 questions in exam, in class, 105 or 106 questions. So first we will complete the mechanical operation, and after that we will discuss. Tomorrow will be the last class of this one. So I hope you enjoyed this subject here, because I gave my 100% in a systematic manner. We solved each and every question, each and every problem, each and every concept beyond your imagination, and whatever can you expect from a faculty, not more than that. It is the limit. No one can provide you more than that. It's my promise. Sometimes maybe you may feel it or bore in my class, but I am not here to make you happy. That I need to give you only those things which will make you happier. I am here to make your exam happy, not you. So when you will appear in exam, then you will feel that type of confidence in my subjects. Is it clear? So okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. After from 3, I have another classes from 3 to 11. Okay, bye. Take care. My life is classroom at present.